Hey YouTube, Dan Ottawa here, the best third/fourth tier Pokemon Go battler in the world, coming at you with my second Open Ultra League team. It is Swampert, Amok, and Lucario. So how I came up with this team was Swampert, I've used multiple times. I made multiple videos on it of how amazing it is because the Hydro Cannons just hit so hard and so fast. And Amok I've made multiple videos on because it is the best safe swap in this league in my opinion, because the Dark Pulse does so much damage to your Psychic and Ghost, which are everywhere, and then Sludge Wave for the fairies, and both hit super hard in neutral situations. And then I needed some sort of fighter. So I decided to put in Lucario because I used it in Season 1 and 2, and it worked well for me in Season 1 and 2. It lost a lot of its positioning on the leaderboard when the fires came in, more fires like Talonflame, and when more fighters came in like Obstagoon, because that's what it's weak to. It's weak to fighting, it's weak to fire. So it didn't have as much play, but I tried it again today, and it was decent in some situations, bad in others. I'm going to show you both, and I'm going to show you two different sets here, because in the first set I used Power Punch, and Power Punch was great for when I needed, you're going to see in the first battle with Scrafty, I just needed a Power Punch to get a shield, and in the second match, you're going to see me ramp up with Power Punch, and that wins the match. I didn't get the tapings on the other matches, which is unfortunate, but what happened is I then went on a 3 to 4 game losing streak, because if your opponent calls the Power Punch bait and you can't ramp up, then you're done, right? Because you either throw the Shadow Ball for a hard hitting move, or if they call the bait, then you do like no damage, and then Lucario is super glassy, so you're going to be taken out fairly quickly. So then I lost 3 or 4, and then I'm like, why don't I just go with like Lucario as a nuke? So then I ran it with Close Combat, and you're going to see a couple videos there where one, Close Combat was great because I was able to throw a couple of them that I needed those big shots to win. So that was great. And then you're going to see others that if I had a bait move or if I could ramp up, I would have won, but I didn't have it. So I'm going to just show you both and then let you guys make your decision of if you want to run Lucario, what moves you would run or run it with. So let us get into the first set of battles here. And we have Swampert into Nidoqueen. So this is a perfect lead. They come in with Jellicent, and this is a perfect safe swap. So everything's lining up so far for this. I'm going to throw the Dark Pulse. They're probably just going to, they will have Ice Beam, because if you're running a Jellicent as a safe swap, you need Ice Beam on it, as I said in a video 3 or 4 videos ago. So they're going to throw the Ice Beam here. I'm going to let it go just to see how much damage it does. And it does an okay amount of damage. Like, I don't want to take a second one, so I'm just going to throw right now. Force a shield or take the switch. And they decide to shield it up, and we stampede. The thing is, I know I can outpace it at this point, so I'm going to shield this up as well, match shields, and try to keep switcher. So I'm going to get this off, no problem. And what you're going to see is a Scrafty comes out here and starts ramping up. And that's where I got a problem now, because Swampert, he doesn't want to face a ramped up Scrafty with a move here. And then Lucario is also weak to fighting, but so is Scrafty. So I thought, let's just come in and go for the counter Power Punch combo here, because Scrafty's super weak, and then I can take the Nidoqueen with my Swampert. So I know I can survive another one, and I just need to get this. If I can get the counter Power Punch out, this is probably going to be done on the next counter, because it's going to be super weak to it. So they decide to shield, and when they shield here, I know I can come in here, and I gotta shield this up, because if it's a foul play, it's gonna hurt a lot, being the third one. But it's just that. So they let it go, and then they tried to catch. I realized they were trying to catch, so I didn't throw it yet. But I'm gonna throw this anyway, so it wouldn't matter too much. So now I need to make sure I throw right before Earth Power. Luckily they threw it, and that was very quick. So this is just a Poison Fang, which allows me to get 2 Hydro Cannons, 1 for the Nidoqueen, 1 for the Scrafty, and that'll take that. So if I did not have that Power Punch on my Scrafty, I would have had to come in with Swampert to a loaded Scrafty, and then I would have had to use Lucario on Nidoqueen, which probably wouldn't have done well in the ending. So this Venusaur lead, I gotta get out of here, going with Muck as my safe swap, and I think they come with the Jellicent, which I was thinking this has to be a misclick. There's no way you come in to a Jellicent with a Jellicent to a Muck. Okay, so we just saw this matchup here. I know I can win this. I know I can take shield advantage. I can take switch no matter what, and it just depends on what they want to do here. So I'm going to get this off. If they want to shield, that's fine. I'll just match shields. If not, uh, I'll have some energy here. And they come in with Swampert. So Swampert is kind of a core breaker for this back line because it does the problem with running this line, I'm telling you right now, is both Muck and Lucario are weak to ground. So you cannot. So having a Swampert which knows Mud Shot and Earthquake and can hit for hard with the Hydro Cannons is not a good situation. I know that my Swampert's pretty much useless here with the Venusaur. So they come in and catch with the Venusaur. And this is a good catch at them, but actually helps me out because now I can just ramp up here with the power punches. I'm going to have to shield one. We're getting Season 8 leg here. And that's fine. I just let the first one go because I'm like, how much can I take? I know it's resisted because I'm half steel. And it still does 50%, so I can only take 2. But now I can just ramp up here. So there's one. I'm going to throw the second one here. They're unlikely to shield, but I will shield back, and hopefully I can just ramp up and take out this and take out the Swampert that's left. So shield that up. That's fine. In comes the Swampert to try and snipe me. I'm going to shield this up and throw the power punch as well because I'm just need to just continue the ramp up. I'm already, was that my second one? So this is going to hurt if they don't shield, and they cannot take me down because I've ramped up enough, and that is able to lower them enough that I can now just mud shot down. So coming out of a terrible lead there where my Swampert was essentially useless to take that match because I was able to get the ramp up here. I threw this one in because it was the only one that I had showing, like, maybe if I had a good second move. It doesn't really justify, it doesn't show truly what happens in the back here. So they catch on Cress, and I'm going to have, obviously, a great answer to this in Muck. So if anything, you're just seeing how great Muck can be as a safe swap here. And the Moonblast, I was like, okay, let's just see how much a Moonblast does to me. And I can survive, looks like 3 at this point. So that's perfect. So I'm going to build up a bit. I don't know if a 1 Dark Pulse is going to take them out here. No. But at this point, I think they're low enough that I try and go for the aggressive farm down, which I think I had to burn a shield in the ending. Yeah, and this is where I need to learn how to count because this basically just burned a shield when I didn't have to because I wanted to keep the alignment with the Swampert because I cannot have a Lucario on the Charizard because I'm just going to get burned. Even though it's just running Dragon Breath, I can survive a bit longer. So got the 1 off, got the 2 off. At this point, I need to keep alignment with my Swampert. And I know they're going to try. Oh, so what happened was, right, they shield. So I know I have one loaded, so I'm going to force that last shield here, thinking that if something comes in, I can ramp up on it. And again, a good catch. I'm too obvious with my throws. People are catching way too much on me. So I'm switch locked here. So maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I should have just let the farm down go. But I was already shield down. Anyways, the problem is I have a shield advantage. So I'm going to okay, let's get Muck in here to absorb some energy. So that way I can absorb some energy on my Lucario and save the shield for the Blast Burn. And this is just not counting properly that they had an Earthquake. So had I known how to count, I probably would have shielded this up. And then had a bait move. So again, this doesn't really show the problem with Power Punch, but just wanted to show, yes, I did also lose without that. Anyways, so I then switched Power Punch for close combat. And let's look at the battles that showcase what happens with this. So Machamp is also a real big problem for this team because the good news is you can get to 2 Hydro Cannons before it can get to 2 Cross Chops. They catch on their Lapras, and this is happening all day. I was in like the 3100, and I dropped a bit to like 3050 range. So I'm against great battlers, so they know how to catch properly, but I'm just too damn obvious. So this is one where a Power Punch probably would have helped because now I need to shield this again Had I had a power punch, I could have power punched it, come out still loaded, and not had to burn a shield. So I would have been even shields. No, I would have either got a shield there, or I would have taken it out, had a shield left, and still been loaded for this to come in, which I could have thrown a shadow or something. I threw the close combat there. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking like maybe they'll think it's a. Then I should have just no shadow ball. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. That was a really dumb play on my part. Coming here because I know I'm loaded with energy, and they shielded up. And at this point, I only have the Muck left, and Muck is not going to be great against a fully loaded Machamp. So I'm hoping that they throw here, but they're too smart and they won't throw here. And so this one I got to come in here, but I'm going to have to take 2 cross chops here. And surprisingly, oh yeah, 2 plus that will take me out. And then I need to throw a move, and I don't think I have a win condition here. My only win condition here is if I can get this low enough and counter down, which I think I'm going to try and do, which I can, but then I no way and survive an Incinerate here because I don't have a move. And Pup would have been great there too because I just lost by that little bit there. So Power Punch would have come in very, very handy here as both a bait move and something that I can ramp up on the Lapras. Now, where does close combat come in handy? It comes in handy with situations like this. So I get an even lead, which is, again, if you want to see the Swampert, you want it on the lead. I build up to the Earthquake and just throw the bait here. And I do grab a shield, which is perfect. At this point, I don't shield in return. And then throw this. I don't know why I didn't shield. I could have just shield. I just felt like in the moment that they were going to go for the bait. So I'm going to have to shield anyways. Again, I got the mud shot through there. So I'm just going to shield because I know I have count advantage on them. So I'm going to get this off. So they're either going to go down and give me switch, or I'm going to take a shield advantage. And they let it go. So I think, okay, I'll come in here. That's fine. I will lose this. I'll come in. I'll start getting the counters. So that way I have the nukes ready for Lucario. And not enough to take it out. I know it's just Hydro Cannon, but honestly, I think it's probably going to be the most effective move against Lucario because Lucario is glassy. So I will hold that, and out comes a Skarmory. And this is where having the close combat is great because you get the stab because it's a fighter. It's a harder hitting move. It does enough that I can now just go for the Dark Pulse to take this out here. And they tried to go for the Brave Bird and not getting any damage, and they lost CMP there. So I take this out. And so I got Galvantula in the back. So this is not over yet. So I need to do some chip damage here. We CMP, and I'm not winning CMP here. I will get the move off here, and they're going to have to throw again because, or else even lowered, I'm still going to take it out. So they're building up a bit, and we CMP, and they, again, very, very well played on the CMP there on their part, knowing that when I got to the move and Galvantula would win, this takes me out. But now I can get to this close combat, and guess who wins CMP against Galvantula? There we go. Close combat knocks it out for the win. So close combat did great work on the Skarmory and dealt with the Galvantula in the back. So it is up to you how you want to run the Lucario. I think Lucario does have some play in this meta because you can Shadow Ball the like the Ghosts and the Darks. Not the Darks, sorry, the Psychic. And then Power Punch. You either ramp up with Power Punch or you go for the new close combat on like something that's weak to fighting. So that's just how I use it. Would I run this exact same team? The problem is it's just a little too glassy. Like Lucario is very, very glassy, and Swampert's glassy, and Muck isn't great for bulk either. So you really need to like prioritize your shields for Swampert and Lucario, but you really need them for Lucario. So maybe I would run something with a little more bulk, but I think Lucario is worth a try. I think it's got still some play in this meta. I loved it in season 1 and 2, and it was fun to play with in season 8. So that's it. I wanted to, this is also like a non-Excel team. These are all non-Excel Pokemon, and I've heard your calls. Excel is accessible if you're level 40. Not everyone is level 40, so I wanted to build a non-Excel team here. My team tomorrow as well. I played at the end of the day. Played 4 games with it, and I went 3-1. It's a solid non-Excel team again, so I'm going to showcase a few of that tomorrow. And that's it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next